YouTube is quietly pushing a completely different type of content right now, and most creators are ignoring it. While everyone is chasing fast edits, loud hooks, and high-energy videos, some channels are doing the exact opposite and still blowing up. Look at this channel, Earthscapes Travel. They started just 4 months ago, already uploaded 47 videos, and they've grown to over 52,000 subscribers, with millions of views across their content. And here's what's crazy. No talking, no face, no complicated storytelling, just simple, calm travel footage. So why is this working? Because they're following a very specific structure that makes people stay, relax, and keep watching. Something the algorithm is heavily favoring right now. If you've ever tried to improve your videos by adding more effects, more cuts, more energy, and your views actually dropped, this is probably why. In this video, I'm going to break down the exact system this channel uses, the format, the pacing, and the psychology behind it, so you can replicate this style even if you've never traveled anywhere. But before I show you how to build all of this, here's what we created in today's video.
Today, most people know Nepal as the country where Everest lives. They know the summit, they know the death zone, they see the photographs of exhausted climbers on Hillary Step and feel they understand this place. They do not. Beyond the trekking routes, beyond the tea houses and the Instagram checkpoints, there are villages in Nepal that exist in a category of remoteness that most of the modern world has simply ceased to believe is real. Communities suspended above the clouds, architecturally ancient, spiritually intact, and quietly surviving in conditions that would dismantle most civilizations within a generation. This is not adventure tourism. This is something much older than that.
All right, here is one thing you need to understand. This channel doesn't grow because of the places they visit. It grows because of how they present them. And once you see it, you won't look at travel content the same way again. So let's break it down. To make this easy, I put everything together for you. There's a full prompt system linked in the description with every prompt for every step of the production process, all following the exact framework these viral channels use. You don't have to guess what to do next. Just follow the process step by step. Now, the first thing we're going to do is generate video ideas the same way channels like Earthscapes Travel do, not by copying their topics, but by copying the structure behind their videos, because that's the part that actually works. Head over to the prompt doc and grab the first idea prompt, then paste it into ChatGPT. After that, go to a competitor channel, take some of their top-performing titles, and feed them into ChatGPT for context. Once you generate, you'll get a list of video ideas built around the same high-performing structure. Each one comes with 3 simple parts: the title, the format type, and the hook. And this is what most people miss. The structure is doing most of the heavy lifting. The hook isn't random. The format isn't random. Every part is designed to keep people watching. From there, just go through the list and pick the idea that feels the strongest. For this example, I'm going with Nepal, the hidden mountain villages above the clouds. Now that we have our direction, let's move into the next step, scripting. This is the part most people completely overlook. They think the topic is the most important thing, but it's not. What really matters is the structure behind the story. Because at the end of the day, you're not just making a video, you're building a narrative that keeps people watching. So instead of just asking AI to write a script, we're going to guide it with proven patterns that already work. Go back to the prompt doc, copy the scripting prompt, and paste it into Claude along with your video idea and generate the script. Now, once Claude gives us the first version, we're not done yet. Take that script and paste it into ChatGPT. Then also paste in the original scripting prompt again, but this time as a grading system. We want ChatGPT to analyze the script and check if everything is working the way it should. This is how you catch those weak moments that kill your retention before you even hit record. Then we take that feedback, go back into Claude, refine the weak sections, tighten the pacing, and fill in the gaps. Now the second version becomes significantly stronger because every part of the script has been tested and optimized before production even starts. And honestly, this is the step that separates regular videos from content people actually remember. Now it's time to create the voiceover. And this part matters more than most people think, because the voice sets the entire feeling of the video. It controls the pacing, the energy, and how the story is experienced. For this, I'm using 11 Labs. But you can use any voice AI tool you prefer. But before generating anything, spend a minute listening to videos in your niche. Pay attention to the tone and the rhythm. Most successful documentary-style channels use voices that feel calm, clear, educational, and confident without sounding overly dramatic. Go through the voice library and find one that matches the style you're aiming for. Once you have your voice, paste your script into the editor section by section instead of dumping everything at once. Then take a moment to clean it up, add pauses where needed, separate the paragraphs properly, and adjust any lines that sound awkward when spoken out loud. Small changes here make a huge difference in the final result. Once everything sounds smooth, generate the voiceover and export the audio. Alright, now let's move into the next step. The visuals. At this point, the hard part is already done. The idea is locked in, the script is finished, and the voiceover gives us the pacing of the entire video. Now we just need visuals that support the story. And this is important to understand. You're not randomly adding clips. You're visually reinforcing what the narration is already saying. Now personally, one of my favorite tools for this is Pictory because it makes the entire process ridiculously simple. You can upload your script or voiceover, and Pictory will automatically start matching scenes and stock footage to different parts of the narration for you. Then all you really have to do is go through the suggested clips, swap out the ones you don't like, and download the final footage. It saves a huge amount of time, especially for documentary-style videos like this. I'll leave my link in the description if you want to check it out. But if you want a completely free option, Canva works really well too. Inside Canva, head over to the Elements tab and search for footage related to whatever your narration is talking about. So if your script mentions something like Dubai, finance, luxury, or history, just type those keywords in and browse through the results. Then switch to the video section so you only see stock footage instead of graphics or photos. From there, just go through the clips and pick the ones that visually match the story you're telling. Once you find a good clip, drag it into your project timeline just like that. And honestly, this part is way easier than most people think because the structure is already carrying the video. The visuals are simply there to strengthen the narration and keep the viewer engaged while the story moves forward. Once you're happy with the clips, just export or download them and move on to the next stage of editing. Now it's time to put everything together and edit the video. For this, I'm using CapCut, but honestly, you can use any editor you're comfortable with. The process is still the same. Start by importing all of your assets into the editor, including your voiceover and the stock footage you downloaded from Pictory or Canva. The first thing you want to drag into the timeline is the voiceover because that's going to control the pacing of the entire video. Once the voiceover is in place, start going through the script section by section and add footage that visually matches whatever the narration is talking about. If the voiceover mentions deserts, show wide desert landscapes. If the story shifts into culture, history, or modern development, change the visuals to match that part of the journey. And don't overcomplicate this part. Most of the time, all you're doing is placing the right footage at the right moment in the timeline. Once all your visuals are in place, the next thing we need is background music. Inside CapCut, head over to the audio section and search for something related to your niche. For documentary videos, I usually look for cinematic, ambient, tension, or documentary-style tracks. Then, just go through the options and pick one that fits the mood of your video. After adding the music, lower the volume so it supports the voiceover instead of competing with it. The narration should always stay clear and easy to understand. Now the next thing we're going to add is sound effects, and this is what makes the video feel much more immersive. Just head over to the sound effects section and search for whatever you need. Wind, crowd noise, typing, explosions, city ambience, transitions, anything. Once you find a sound effect, drag it into your timeline and place it exactly where the action happens in the video. But keep this subtle. Sound effects should enhance the moment, not overpower the narration. So make sure you reduce the volume and blend everything together smoothly. From there, just go through the full timeline, make small adjustments, tighten anything that feels off, and smooth out the pacing. Then once everything feels clean and polished, click Export, and you're done. That's pretty much the entire process from start to finish. If you're serious about building a channel in this niche, don't overcomplicate it. Focus on the structure, the storytelling, and staying consistent. Also, if you want to make the visual process a lot faster, I'll leave the Pictory link in the description since that's one of the main tools I use for finding and organizing footage. Hopefully this video gave you a clear roadmap on how to build these types of videos properly. Appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.